Most membership owners think people cancel because the content wasn't good enough. But content isn't why people leave. They leave on the day they realize they haven't logged in 3 weeks, and they can't remember the last time the membership made them feel like they were actually moving forward. Give me the next few minutes and I'll show you exactly why your retention problem isn't a content problem. And I'll walk you through the retention system that keeps the members engaged, progressing, and paying month after month. Not because you posted more, but because they feel like they're genuinely moving forward and inside a community. I've built a retention workshop that walks you through the exact system for keeping your membership community intact and growing, the specific touch points, the progress markers, and how the community moves and turns passive subscribers into active members who renew without thinking twice. So drop retain in the comments and I'll send it directly to you. My name is Sandra, the founder of the Real Estate Growth Program, where I help flippers keep members active and renewing using a simple community framework that takes less than an hour for you to run. In every single video, you're going to get one thing that you can implement immediately in your business. So here's what's actually happening inside memberships that are losing members month after month. The owners are working harder than ever. They're creating more content. They're trying to make content better, more topics covered. They're genuinely trying to deliver value and cover every objection. The content is good, but the cancellation keeps coming. And every time someone leaves, the owner goes right back to the content and asks, what did I do wrong? The answer they're looking for isn't there because the content was never the problem. The problem is that somewhere between joining a membership and canceling, that member stopped feeling like they were making any progress. The membership went from feeling like a vehicle to feeling like a waiting room, and nobody stays in a waiting room very long. This was true for me. I joined a membership in the past and I left because I no longer felt like I was making progress. And this membership had a library of content and it was really good content, really good training. But I realized that I stopped logging into the membership area. I was focused totally on trying to implement their strategies, but for me, their strategies did not work. So I ultimately left the membership. So when retention starts to slip in your membership, most owners do this. They add more content. They post more frequently. They try to bring in expert guests, or they launch a new model, new training series, and new live calls. They try to over-deliver the dissatisfaction. That does not change the problem. They try to produce their way out of engagement. And some of those things help, but they only help temporarily. And a new model creates a short spike in logins, and live calls get people back in the room, but the underlying drift continues. Because adding more content is something else to consume without addressing the reason the engagement dropped in the first place. The other thing they try is discounts. They reach out to members before they cancel, offer them a reduced rate to get them to stay for one more month, which works as expected, but what you're doing is you're teaching your members that they need to threaten to cancel to get a better price from you. And you still haven't solved the problem that caused them to want to leave in the first place. So here's why more content never fixes a retention problem. Content is an input. Retention is an output. And the output isn't determined by the volume of input. It's determined by whether the member feels like you're taking them somewhere. Think about it this way. You could give someone the best map in the world. It's very detailed, it's accurate, it's beautifully designed, but they don't know where they're starting from and they don't know where they're going. So the map is just paper. The problem was never the map. The problem was the destination and the sense of progress towards that destination. Members don't renew because they consumed great content last month. They renew because they feel measurably closer to something. They can honestly see that they're closer than where they were 30 days ago. That's why we design our membership to focus on members' growth, because we believe people are successful when their environment promotes consistent growth. So here's what actually fixes retention. I call it the forward momentum framework. It's got 3 steps. The first step is identifying the specific wins your members should be hitting 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days inside your membership. And then building those markers into experiences so members always know where they are on their journey. This isn't complicated. It's the difference between a membership that feels like a library and one that feels like a program. A library is static and a program has next steps. So when your members always know that they have next steps, they have a reason to come back tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. Step 2 is create a follow-up system for inactive members. The member who hasn't logged in for 3 weeks, but they haven't canceled yet, so you know you still have them, but the window is closing. So step 2 is simple. You set up an automated system to check in with them. Identify the members who have been quiet and need to be reached out to. It's not a sales message. It's not a discount offer. It's a genuine human touch point. Here's what you missed. Here's where your other members are right now. Here's your next step. You're not chasing them. You're pulling them back into the current before they step out of the river completely. So step 3 is to build a community that creates its own momentum. This is a step that makes retention almost automatic. When your members are talking to each other, sharing wins, asking questions, celebrating progress, the membership becomes something they belong to, not something they subscribe to. And people don't cancel to something they belong to. They cancel subscriptions. They stay in communities. So your job is to architect the conditions where the conversations happen naturally. The weekly check-in thread, the win-sharing channel, the member spotlight that makes everyone feel seen. When the community is alive, it creates its own gravity. Members stay not just because of your content, but because of each other. So here's the principle underneath all 3. Retention is not a content problem, it's a relationship problem. And specifically, it's a relationship between your members and their own progress. So when that relationship is strong, and they can point to something that they know that they have and that they can feel that they didn't have 30 days ago, the membership has inherent value that no cancellation impulse can easily override. The forward momentum framework works because it stops trying to out-deliver disengagement and starts addressing the actual cause of it. Progress markers give members a map, so they know where they're starting. They have a follow-up system that catches the ones that drift and get them back into the river. The community architecture makes the membership feel like a place, not a product. And here's the part that matters most. A membership with strong retention compounds. So every month the membership stays is another month of recurring income, another month that trust builds, another month of word of mouth working for you. The math of a membership only works when people stay. Acquisition gets them in the door, but retention is what makes the whole model work. You can build all this yourself. You can design the progress markers. You can write the check-in sequence. You can architect your community structure. You can do all that from scratch. And you can do it today on a free path. And it absolutely works. But the faster path is having a retention system that's already been tested inside a real membership. So you're not learning as you go. And you're not spending extra money on trial and error while your churn rate continues to climb. So drop retain in the comments and I'll send you the retention workshop, the exact framework for building progress markers, reactivating quiet members, and creating a community that holds itself together and keeps growing month after month. You'll go through this workshop this week and you'll walk away with a retention system that's running before the next member even thinks about canceling. Because here's what changed when retention works. The math of the membership stops being a leaky bucket you're constantly refilling and starts becoming a compounding asset. Every member who stays another month is revenue you didn't have to earn twice. Every member who hits a visible win inside your community is a testimonial that you didn't have to ask for. Every conversation that happens between two members at 11 p.m. on Tuesday is a reason to stay that you didn't have to manufacture. The content was never the problem. The content was always good enough. What was missing was the architecture that made the members feel like they were going somewhere, that showed them the distance between where they are and where they are going, and made the next step feel close enough to take action. Your membership isn't a library, it's a vehicle, and vehicles don't retain passengers by building more seats. They retain them by going somewhere worth going. So build the momentum, the retention follows. Thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. Hope you got benefit from it. Hope now you understand the value of retaining members in your membership. Leave me a comment, let me know what you thought about this video, but most of all, most importantly, subscribe to my channel. You do not want to miss any of the future trainings. I'll see you tomorrow.